Welcome to the fourth episode of the Alex AFF podcast. And today I have really, really special guests. My very, very good friend Eileen and her wonderful daughter Megan.
Hi, Sandy.
Hi. So,
Oh,
what I want to start with is I saw somebody posted find your person, and it just really thought of us, like find the person, your person that has a child with autism that doesn't judge, or you can just tell anything. You've been my person for what,
se-
2009?
17 years I was thinking, Sandy. I know. I
Wow.
cannot believe it. Yeah, and it can be people too. I mean, you
Right.
never know as each individual and their situation evolves, you're going to find those people, but you were my linchpin. I guess I could even say like my safe place, my like you will not believe what happened today person, and you listen. And I think that's the big thing is
Great job.
to
And we
just
both,
share.
yeah, and we both,
Yeah.
I mean, I have very, very good friends that don't have kids, as I know you do. And
Mhm.
we have a lot of friend support,
We
as I
do.
know you do, which is helpful.
And
But,
family.
and
And
family.
And I think I noticed that you two becoming friends has connected other people to you. Like mom has friends from our school district that became friends with you, Sandy,
yeah,
and like
Yeah.
kids with autism. So I
right?
think that kind of helps as well.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I got to know. Yes.
The
Yeah.
circle widens as you go along the journey or your loved one's journey, and
Yeah.
you just accumulate people who that, but you do have that person, that person who just, you
Right.
just
If
can
no
just share.
judgment. Right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I mean, you knew about my divorce before my ex.
I know that's true. Um, but I also, if we go back to our sons and
Yeah.
they connected us
Oh,
and their
best friends.
program,
Yeah.
and they connected in their own way. They
Yes.
had I mean, it wasn't,
Kevin had a best friend.
Kevin had a best friend.
His first friend.
Yeah.
And the Halloween that they dressed like Woody and Buzz, unbeknownst to each other's family,
They did
and
not,
they
we did
showed
not
up
know.
at their Halloween party. It it just cemented even stronger the bond, I feel.
Right.
And then we celebrated birthday. I mean, their birthdays are 2 days apart,
Right. Right.
so that too. It just we found just so many similarities, Sandy,
Right.
that
And
just
right.
I don't know. It was wonderful, and
And
it's a
one of
great
my
feeling.
favorite things that happened
Oh no.
was I know you know what I'm talking about. We're like, okay, do you want, I think I called you, do you want to meet for frozen yogurt?
You were
And
there.
it was closer to me. How far did you drive?
About 10 miles maybe, or 50. It was very much closer to your side of town.
Yeah.
And I put the three kids in the van and off we went.
I don't remember what
So
happened.
we went for ice cream, and we met Sandy and Alex at an ice cream store. You were younger, of course,
Yeah.
17 years
Yeah.
ago.
right? And so they sat down. Go ahead, finish it. It was
They
hilarious.
sat down, ate it. Alex stands up. I'm done. Kevin's
Yeah.
like, done. And we look at each other. Wow, it was really nice seeing you. What is it, like 5 minutes, maybe?
Maybe. And I'm like, pack it up, girls, let's go. The boys are ready. And we're like, well, see you next time. And it was just, that was
Right.
funny.
And who
That
else
was
could
funny.
understand that? I mean,
Yes.
seriously.
Oh yeah.
That was a good one.
They got better at waiting around when we go to actual restaurants though, because they had to wait for their food.
They did very well. We would meet more often for restaurant meals, and the boys would have their
food.
food. Yeah. Yes.
Right.
It was good. And that's where we shared whatever it was, the connection, whatever the boys liked, and so we just went with it.
Right.
But it is so important to reach out to
So
other people
important.
and to
So
find
important.
and to communication. That's what I have found over time. I mean, Kevin's 25 now, and
Yeah.
you just have to reach out to the community, whatever it is and wherever,
Right.
yeah.
I think we connected. Well, we had the same values. Like when we
I
met,
agree.
it's like, yeah, we just,
Yeah.
same
Yeah.
values.
I agree. We did
Yeah.
get along, and we're like, sure, why not? Let's do it. Let's
Your
just,
kids over everything.
right,
All of your children.
right,
Mm-hmm.
right.
Right. And we
Parenting
were
style
also,
was very, very similar.
right. And we were also both very involved in their public school. So we got a lot of support from the school because it was a give and take.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, It
And
was.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I know like at Alex's school, it wasn't at public school, it wasn't everyone's story, but they
Right.
asked me to go to a state board of ed meeting, and I'm like, you're doing everything for Alex, of course, whatever you want. So
Right.
it's, yeah, it worked
And
for
for
everyone's
us,
benefit.
I remember open house in the elementary school, and the girls are Kevin's between his two sisters, and they had open house at elementary, and we brought Kevin, of course, with us. And I remember the one time, like, you have a brother? Because he was never placed in the district. He was never mainstreamed. He was always out in a special school or setting. And so that was a surprise. A lot of people did not know we had Kevin, and they thought it was
Yeah,
just the two girls. But as time went on and they became involved and shared, Kevin was along Girl Scout meetings, band thing.
yeah,
I mean, we just brought him along, even though he never, and he could be included in activities, but it just never was a good fit for our situation.
Or he wasn't
yeah,
interested.
Or he's not interested. Yeah, there wasn't anything. That's true.
He has
yeah,
high standards.
He does.
yeah.
That's true.
And I know that, well, our connection, well, I love your family. You have a great family. But
Mhm.
help Elliot, and I mean, he saw Megan and Celine, how I think it
Right.
helped them. And like Megan, as a sibling, your relationship with Kevin
Mhm.
is, I think he's your person, you're his person.
We're best friends forever. We have a mutual understanding, even though he thinks I'm really annoying a lot of the times. That's what sisters are for.
Right.
Right,
At least in my opinion. I find him annoying too because that's what brothers are for.
Right.
But like
right.
when he's upset, I am usually the person, in addition to mom, but a lot of times I'm the person that can fix it or make him like distract him. I know exactly what to pull out of storage to put on his iPad and be like, that is what's going to help, or to sing or to talk. Like it's just all in there. And like, I don't know, I just can't imagine my life without him. He is probably one of the best things that's ever happened to our family, in my opinion, because he
Yeah,
just brings us so much joy. Because
Yeah.
he has such a different outlook on life than we do. Like, it's just more of a pure like outlook. He's not thinking about all the crazy stuff that's happening. He's thinking about him and the people around him.
yeah,
About it, and it makes him happier that way.
Yeah.
He seems happier that way than a lot of people that are worried about what people are thinking about them.
right.
Are people looking at me? What do I look like in this outfit? Is anyone judging me? And he's just like, I'm Kevin. I'm just here to
Right,
have a good time.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. And I
Exactly.
admire that about him for sure. And
Yeah.
we love going places together. I take him to get ice cream and we go to the library, and I'll drive him to and from work, and he likes going in the car with me because I put music on Spotify for him because I'm high tech.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
As opposed to the radio.
True.
But yeah, we have fun.
Right. So, oh, go ahead.
Now, all I was going to say was your perspective as the younger sibling of Kevin's, and Elliot is the older sibling. So, it is a dynamic of, and I think protection for any sibling also, even his older sister as well.
Yeah.
There's a protective piece that just gets stronger and stronger.
We both were a little bit outspoken in public when we were all younger, and people would look at Kevin or stare, and both of us would be like, "What are you looking at? What's your problem?"
Right.
Both of us would do that, and my mom's like, "Where did you get that from?"
Right.
Your dad and I are not like that.
No, but that protective piece it just comes out. I think of the sibling in my observance of siblings, it's very, and cousins, to have that close family connection
and friends.
You know it. So
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But it's funny you talk about the staring, and a lot of people do. But like if people were staring at Alex liked to stare at people. He was curious too. So I'm like, yeah, well, he's staring at them, whatever.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
He's just matching their energy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Megan, I just did a podcast with Elliot, and he talked about how Alex shaped his life, how he learned, more patience. And do you want to talk about that, about Kevin, how he shaped yours?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like one of the best examples of it is that I think it was 4th or 5th grade, we had to do a project on our hero. and it got hung in the wall at school.
Mm-hmm.
And lots of people put like their parents or like their favorite celebrity
Mm-hmm.
or things like that, other family members, grandparents. And I was the only one who
Right.
put a sibling. I did Kevin. Kevin was my hero.
Yeah.
And I remember
Yeah.
what was Mr. Burton's role at the time?
He was in charge. Well, he was
assistant superintendent
and pupil services.
He brought my project to a conference to show like
Wow.
about special education, or
I think so.
Mhm.
And so he was just, he's like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And he shared it. He shared out with other school districts and educators.
And I drew his
Wow.
picture, Kevin's picture,
Yeah.
little headshot. It was not very good. I did my
No.
best.
Right.
But like that's kind of a really good example for me of like since day one, I've been like ride or die Kevin. We're best friends. And being around him, I feel like made me more patient because I saw like some people adjust to things at different paces. Some people feel things different ways, like sensory, especially. Like it takes people more time to learn something, or just because something's easy for me doesn't mean it might be easy for someone else. So I think it helped me learn empathy at a much younger age than a lot of people do. Just because I was exposed to more situations that require empathy. Like, Mom can't play dolls with me right now because Kevin is upset or trying to escape or needs something right now. Like, or elope is the term. But like, I kind of just, that was always what happened. Like, she always made sure there was time for me, but there were times that I understood, like, okay, even though I can't do something with Mom right now, I'll get to spend time with her later. She just has to attend to Kevin first because he's feeling a little bit more upset than I might be. Like, I was just fine and he was like needed help right at that second. And a lot of times I wanted to help too because I was like, that's my brother.
Yeah.
Like, upset. So like I learned to put others before me when it wasn't like necessary. Like obviously you have to take care of yourself, put yourself first, but like I didn't need 100% Megan only time when I had two other siblings in the house. Like I figured that out early on. And then like I know for a while I thought about being a special education teacher, and I know that I kind of wanted to make like larger contact with the community, not just like one-on-one help, but more like systemic help. So that's kind of how I ended up in law school too. And I'm now a lawyer, and I worked for the U.S. Department of Education Office for Civil Rights for one of my summers. It was unpaid internship. And they obviously, as I'm sure both of you know, they would work with people who had complaints against school districts or other service providers that were just not taking their disability accommodation requests seriously or care for their child seriously. And that was who they had to go to make sure they could get help. And a lot of times people didn't even know it existed. And so it was really eye-opening for me to come from my mom had a lot of resources and help and found things a lot on her own, then seeing people that like didn't know that this was even out there and that were at that point where they needed to get legal intervention because of how difficult or even like under-resourced the school they're dealing with is, and their child isn't getting what they need. But a long way to say that Kevin has made me more helpful, empathetic, caring, and honestly passionate about making other people's lives easier and better.
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah.
And I was
go
just,
ahead.
I do believe that resources are there, like you said, but each person really has to seek the help. Find like your foundation is supporting
and know what to look for.
And know what to look for, and just communicate and talk and share. And like we shared over the years, and I believe that if people just, you can't do it alone. You can't. And I found that I learned to ask for help. Like years and years and years ago, someone said, "You're the expert of Kevin," but there's a whole resource. There's a world out there of experts that can help support him on his life's journey to then be the best person he can be. And there are supports out there. Sometimes it's difficult challenge. Sometimes it's logistics don't work, but there's enough out there that if you keep seeking and know that there's someone's going to help, there's there's a fit for your need, for their need, you
Right.
know.
Right.
So
I mean, it's hard to find. You
yes.
really have to be on it. And I always said things, things
Yeah.
work until they don't. And
Mhm.
then you go to plan B, plan
Right.
C. I mean,
Right.
because, yeah.
Right.
Um, yeah. So, Megan, what would you like suggest to people if, when you talk about schools, who should they go to if they're not getting things at school and they're just not, um,
The first thing, if money is an issue, I would consult legal aid attorneys, honestly, because now that the U.S. Department of Education got rid of the Office for Civil,
Mhm.
that's no longer, there's no longer an
Yeah.
Office for Civil
Yeah.
Rights. And it kind of depends on the state you're in too, because some
Right.
states have their own Office for
Right.
Civil Rights.
yeah.
So in Ohio, I know we have a civil rights like violation
Mhm.
report system, and it goes to the state. Um,
Hmm.
but honestly, start with the school. I know you know more about the in-school level.
Right. So I would say, if your child is on has the developmental disability, does require an IEP, a plan of some sort, reach out to the school district. I mean, it's not always confrontational. It doesn't have to be
Doesn't
confrontational.
have to
It
be.
can be, I mean, it's the team.
Mhm.
And so you look to them. I would then also look to your local Department of Developmental Disabilities, and if they have supports, programs, or other help, and the schools right now should be supporting the family in getting the education. It's tough because, I mean, it's just it's a tough world we live in to get those services that are needed. But
It
I would just
is.
keep asking, and just documentation, like we've always said, document.
Document
You don't,
everything.
you write it down, you have your binder.
Confirm verbal conversations in an email afterward.
Always,
Oh, yes, that's right. Right. Follow up
that
with
is
an
key.
email.
Always.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
obviously don't
The
start
paper.
with a lawyer.
No.
But like, for example,
Yeah.
my best friend who grew up with Kevin, she is working at a community legal aid organization in Akron, Ohio. And they do something called a medical legal partnership. So they're going into public schools and working with families there with kids with disabilities or families that have health care access issues. So sometimes there's schools that have built-in resources,
Yeah.
or there's local legal aid services that can help too. If
Yeah.
the first
Right.
attempts don't work with your school or with your county board of DD, then you can move on to other resources that can help. You're not lost after that, after the federal resources now closed.
It's
Right.
a lot of work, and it takes time away from your child,
Mm-hmm.
but ultimately it benefits
In the long
everybody
run.
in your
Yeah.
family if you can do it. And we've always said to other parents, you don't remake the wheel. You share the information, you give it to the next family that's coming into the district. You reach out, and maybe some school districts will have support for those families. If not, but it's one in, what is it now, Sandy? 1 in 31.
1 in 31.
So the community has to respond to that level of need.
Right.
One would hope.
Yeah. But I always, and like we talked about, I think it's so important just to try to have a good relationship with the school.
Yeah.
I mean, don't let
Yeah.
them take advantage,
No.
but be there for them because what I found, the people that just go there screaming all the time, they don't listen. But if you're working with them,
Right.
let them get to know your kid. Um, I don't know, that worked for me, that worked for you. I
And
just,
it has changed since then. I mean, now that it's 1 in 31, the
yeah,
staff, the educators, they are, I mean, it's not a surprise. It's almost their every,
we have teachers in our family, and
right.
like it's the norm. There's not enough services.
It is the norm.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be accommodations that aren't going to be that much of a struggle, hopefully.
yeah, yeah,
Support
hopefully.
the student and the families for that piece.
Always start with kindness, and
Right.
you're more likely to be met with kindness.
Yes, that's what I mean. Not that, and I know you did too, not that, as Elliot would say, Mom, you know what the problem is? You're always so nice and helpful, they forget there's that other side if you don't
Don't be
do
afraid to show it, but
Right.
start by asking nicely.
Yes.
And
Start
then,
by
You
asking
advocate,
nicely.
you
and then
advocate,
advocate as
you
needed.
advocate as needed,
You
and
did a really good job of that.
well,
for
thank you.
Kevin.
But you respectfully advocate and understand their position, but ultimately your focus is your child.
Yeah.
So I respect what you're dealing with, but this is what we need to do.
Mhm.
So,
Right.
some type of back and forth, But yeah, it's a challenge. It is a challenge.
Yeah. But it's
So
worth it.
it is.
It's worth it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It is
Yeah.
worth.
Yeah. All right. I just have to throw this out. What do you think about the autism Barbie? Since we're talking, I know
Oh,
it's
right.
There's an
controversial.
autism Barbie.
Yes, she came
There-
out a week or so ago. She has an AC. She has a device. She has headphones. She has a fidget.
Oh, cool.
Which I think it's personal. It doesn't bother me at all.
It
I
doesn't
think
bother
it's
me.
I think it's nice to see um, for high functioning individuals that are aware. Like
Yeah.
some it just it doesn't mean anything.
Kevin
But
would not care.
no, but for those young girls who
And any young kids, honestly.
any young kid that can adapt and say,
Right.
We're all
hey,
kids.
yeah,
Everyone's a kid at heart.
yes, and you
I
just
know like
it's
some people are upset because it's not like the severe and but
uh-huh.
you know what? I think it's also for the sibling. Like I was a big Barbie player. So
No,
yeah, so I love Barbies, but
yeah.
for the sibling, like, okay, they're representing your sibling.
Mhm.
It's a doll. I mean,
And it's imagination focus. You're supposed to use your imagination when you play with them, so you can have that Barbie represent whoever you want it to.
right,
It could be
right,
higher support needs or lower support needs. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So I
right.
think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too. It's a doll, and there's a lot of controversy, and I just,
But with each new controversy comes more conversation.
That's true.
right,
So,
that's true.
and here we are, we're talking about it. Autism is again in the forefront, and like, okay,
Right,
this is another recognition for those people that don't have this in their everyday, that
right,
this is an issue.
right. Well, thank you guys. This
Always.
was informative and enjoyable.
Mm-hmm. And you're doing great work. We're really proud of to know you and the
Oh,
foundation.
thank
No,
you.
you're doing good, Sandy.
Oh, thank you. It's, all about it's Alex's legacy and it's all about, I mean, it's 1 in 31
Right.
and um they people need training and things.
They do.
Yeah.
Right. Awareness. Absolutely.
Yes. Yes. All right. Well, thank you. And thank you everyone for watching. And visit us at www.alexaff.org and learn more about our foundation. Thank you.